Hello everyone, hope you're all good. So as you know, I'm a big believer that a business needs to nail its quote inside of the business in order to make sure that sales convert, in order to make sure that quotes convert into sales, which then lead to more turnover within your business, which hopefully then falls down to bottom line profit. So getting your quote inside of the business is vital, literally really important. And as you know, I feel that the quote inside of the business is so important. I've written a book on it. If you haven't got the book, let me know. I'll post you out a copy. If not, there's a link to the Audible version in here. But if you have read the book, I need to make a confession. I sort of lied in it. In the book, I said that you need to have like a master quote template, and the most easiest way to have a master quote template is to have it on Microsoft Word, where you can edit it, tweak it, and change it. Now, the reason why I've lied is because there's actually a bit of software which completely complements the book, and basically everything which I've written in the book, I've turned it into some software, which is in the cloud. So that's what this Loom video is today. Is to basically to show you and to demonstrate the software. So what I've done in the background, I've tweaked the software so that I can basically present this to you today as a worked live scenario for producing a quote with a customer. Now, the premise of this is that you have modules. So you have a module for a combi boiler, maybe a system boiler, maybe like a heat only, or you might have a quote for a heat pump. So you produce the modules in the background with loads of questions which you then ask the customer what they need, what they want, and then at the end of it, the software can spit out prices. I've set it up so it spits out 3 prices of bronze, silver, gold. A customer can then either think about it, in which case you wish them send them a quote, or they can accept there and then. If they accept there and then we produce like a different document. So this is like in the testing stage. It is in the beta stage. It's not 100% complete. So you might find a few errors in the wording or something just doesn't quite work, because this is a testing. I'm basically seeing if this has got any legs. I think the easiest thing for me to do is basically just to run through a worked example. Now, there's a bit of an assumption that you've gone to the customer's house and you've done all your measurements. You know what the customer needs, what capacity boiler they need, how many radiators are feeding off it, and all that malarkey. Obviously, I'm not an engineer, so this is the area where I completely lack on. But yeah, so I think let's just crack on. So let's literally crack on. So I'm going to call it a Tommy test. So like I said, you're at a customer's house, you've done all the measurements, you know what they need. This is a prospect client. Prospect, not client. And today's date. So the boiler types, this is like a key word, which is very important. So what I'm going to put here, I'm just going to call it Worcester and then TWC. The reason why I'm putting TWC, like together we count, is so you can see where this key word comes later on in the stage of the quoting, if you like. So you'd literally go to the customer and say, right, I feel you need whatever Worcester boiler 30 RI, and you need 12 meters of pipes, of which 6 meters need insulating. The customer then has a choice. Do they want a hive or nest or a Worcester wave? We're going to go for a hive in this scenario, or not applicable. You can have not applicable in here. Bear in mind, I've pre-populated all of these items here already. Guys, because it's beta, if you feel you like this, we can populate with loads more. Because I appreciate this. There's more than these scenarios than what I'm showing. Let's say they need a alpha pump, alpha gunfast pump, and the flue is a horizontal flue, but you need 1 extension and also 1 bend. Obviously there's a lot more to a boiler quote than just this, but this is, like I said, this is just an example. You then click save and continue. It then gives you the bronze, silver, gold package. Now all these packages are based on the same package from the book which I wrote. You can then click on this fixed price, and it tells you the price. So premium is 3 payments of 1,060 quid. Sorry, premium plus, that is. Premium is 2 payments of 1,272 quid, and then essentials is payment up front 2,120 quid. Now the customer might say, "Oh, do you know what? It's a bit too expensive. I don't actually. Let's change the the let's change the hive. No, actually, no. In fact, let's change it. Let's change it. Basically, let's say that the customer actually wants a Worcester wave because that's more expensive. So what we then do is go back to the quote and change it. And obviously, waves are more expensive than a hive, so the price has gone up. Again, you can go back and tweak it, or they might say, do you know what, I want a different. Or do you know what I mean? There's just so many different variables. They might say, do you know what, I could do with a 12 RI, which you just change the quote and bang, the price changes. Yeah, so that's the premise of the software, is that you preload all of these elements with your sales price, and then it presents it over the 3 different prices, 3 different bands, bronze, silver, gold. Now, a customer might say, do you know what, it's still a bit more too expensive than what I'm willing to pay. So you can click on this this button here. It's called a behavioural reward. So in my book, I did introduce like the need to, well, no, maybe not the need. I introduced that you need to make the quote fluid. You need to let a customer buy. And to do that, you offer them options, upsells, cross-sells, rewards, and everything else like this. So this is built into the software. So we can say to the customer, right, if you want it to be cheaper, then what we can do, if you give us a review and check a trade, we can bring down the price. And can you see that? The price has come down for or across all 3 bands. But they might want it to come down even more, okay? In which case, give us a review on Google or recommend us to 3 of your friends. And you can see how the price comes down. But in exchange for that, your business is getting exposure. It's getting... it's getting the know, like, and trust. It's like you're getting your name out there through good recommendations. So the customer might think, brilliant. Do you know what? I'm happy with this price now. I'm going to go for the premium, which is the most popular. So we'll select that. We then click save and continue, going to the next page. But because this is a quote for a boiler, if you like, the customer, you might say to the customer, or when you're at the customer's property, they might say, do you know what, but also need some new radiators. So you can price it up on the fly. You can say, so rads in hallway. So what the customer might want is a single panel 500 by 500 radiator. Let's put that in there. And you can either have a multiplication, so it increases the price by 10% or whatever, or you can just add the price on. Now, let's just say the radiator is 120 quid to install. This is net. We'll then go plus the VAT. So click save there. And you can see the price has changed in accordance to that, what's just happened there. Now the customer would also say, I want an outside tap. And you can see how the price has increased. Obviously this is all pre-populated with price already. Or they might say they want some more new TRVs. So these, like I said, this is all beta. This is just me just running through an example to show you the possibilities of what this software can do. So if you can just use your mind and dream up the possibilities of this, and that'll be perfect. Right, so the customer's then happy. Then click save and continue, and it shows you the payment plan. So for the premium, we've said it's 2 payments of X amount, and you can see that these are the two what the 2 payments are plus the VAT. So it's all completely transparent. It's all completely clear what the customer needs. We then click save and continue. Now, what we've got here is a summary of the questions which have been answered by yourself and by the customer. So what we can do now is we can probably pull this report off, and this is now a supplier order which goes to your merchant to say, look, price of this is what I need, or get this delivered to so-and-so's address. We've got all the rewards down here, and all the upsells and enhancements and rewards, and like I just said, rewards. Anyway, so save and continue. So that's just one. This is the first section of it. So you've gone through the customer and you created your price. Now this is where the magic happens, because we can now create a proposal, which I'm going to show you. So I've actually populated this with 2 proposals. So we've got one which is undecided, which will then be a quote, and one which they have decided. So let's go through the one that shows they're happy to go over that price. If it's a quote, then you'll produce it and just email them out and say, like, here's the quote, 7 days to it's valid for 7 days or 10 days, whatever. Right, so that's that proposal. Let's just call this Aaron quote test. Obviously today's date, don't need any of that. Like I said, save and continue. Now, this is all been pre-populated prior to me demonstrating this to you. And this is basically what the customer will get, but everything will be adjusted in accordance to your like branding or whatever you want to do. So all this wording is taken out of the book. So it's tried and tested, and there is some areas which need a bit of tweaking. So for example, you can see that we said we're going to install the boiler in a kitchen, do you know what I mean? But we can change that, or we have a section where you can add in other information to it. But let me just show you what the end result is. The end result is this. Right. So obviously I've put my logo on here, boiler replacement, upgrading your heating system. We've got a nice little picture there. We've got the quotations, the quotation numbers valid for 10 days from this day. We've got the client's address and your Plymouth Heating business's details, i.e. VAT number, customer CRM, to make sure it's still being recorded. We then go on to talk about the boiler. So at the start I put what's the TWCs. This is to show you where that keyword comes up, and it comes up in it. So you could have like whatever you want there. You can just type that in, but I've sort of done that as a demonstration to show you where it appears. It also appears down here. So what have we got? So basically we sort of introduced the problem that we're gas safe registered, and then we say that this is the bespoke quote, and the bespoke quote is everything which the customer has selected. So this is the bespoke quote of the element. That's what they've asked for. And filtering down, we've given the bronze, silver, gold package. As you can see, they've selected the premium, but we've also shown the two other options there as well. What else? Yeah, and we've got the payment plan down here. All the additional extras which they've selected and said they want to get the price down. You can then include your how to accept the quote if you like, the quote acceptance form, and then we've got warranties, guarantees, and promises, frequently asked questions, you name it's in there, and we've got the appendix as well to explain the installation and everything which is going on. So that is me giving you a demonstration of this software. If it interests you, give me a shout, and because we can talk about developing this further, specifically for your business, and we'll give you a quote for that. Just let me know your thoughts. I'm sending this to all my Plymouth Heating clients, just see whether it's got any legs. If it has, then I'll roll it out. If it hasn't, then I'll park it. So it's just cutthroat, is that really? Nice one. Take it easy. Cheers. Bye.